Welcome back to Cake and Bake. I'm Cake.
And remember, any salad can be a Caesar salad if you stab it enough.
Welcome back to Verbal War Wednesdays, where we ask...
That was the Verbal War intro. I liked it.
Boom goes the dynamite. Alright, we're going to answer 5 questions. Ready, set, go. First question.
What is the best compliment you have ever gotten? And on the flip, what is the worst thing anyone has ever said about you?
And that comes from Courtney Hepp.
Boom. Pickles.
I think the biggest compliment I've ever gotten is how good I look. That has never happened. I feel like we've answered something similar to this.
Yeah.
And I said my honesty.
No, best advice we've ever gotten. That was one.
We did compliment too.
You sure?
We did something similar. Because I was talking about how somebody told me that how honest I was. So I'm going to answer this one differently.
Right.
So you answer first.
Best compliment that I have ever gotten, I think was from my buddy Jake. And he said, and I think, I'm not 100% positive, it was him. But he said, you know what's really great about you is you're completely unbiased. That you're going to tell somebody how you feel, and you don't necessarily care if they're going to like that or not like it. You're going to give it to them straight. And that's a really, really good quality to have. I think that's the nicest compliment I've ever gotten. Now you do yours, because I got to think about the worst insult or whatever I've ever gotten. I've got to think about that.
I think a good compliment for me was somebody complimented me on my work ethic. Like, I'm willing to work hard for what I want, and I don't really... If I decide it's time to stop doing it, I decide to stop doing it. But I don't stop trying until I decide it's just not worth it anymore or something like that. So, I like that. Because I like... it's always nice to be appreciated for, like, the work you put into something. So, I know a lot of people go to work every day and work their butts off, and nobody's there to say thank you or, you did a good job today. So, it's nice every once in a while to hear that you did a good job, So that's a nice compliment to get.
Thinking about insults to yourself is depressing.
Not for me, because I've never had one.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, obviously we can't name any names, and I'm probably going to get part of this wrong, but I was in an argument with somebody, and they said, I always stick up for you, and when everybody says that you're a bad person, I always tell them no, that you're wrong, that they're wrong, and that Eddie's a really, really good person. And now I see why they say that. And I was like, wow. Like, I was severely insulted, and I know it was a crock of crap. Just because, I'm sure there's somebody out there that doesn't like me for some reason, but I know there's not a whole group of people that don't like me. I just, don't really have...
We actually meet every Wednesday.
Yeah? Everybody hates Eddie Wednesday?
Yeah.
I just don't feel like I have a group of people
president.
that dislike me, so I don't know.
I'm like the president of that group. Just like, I have like a big like gown and gavel.
Why don't you do yours so I can interrupt you?
We now call into session meeting of the Eddie haters.
Yep.
Worst thing anyone has ever said about me. I don't know. I really don't think about it, to be honest, because usually when people say bad things, just gonna brush them off. I don't really care. Say bad things if you want to. But
yeah, there's like 2 types of people out there where they can just let a blow just like roll off them, and they're like, whatever, I don't care. And then there's other people that will like take that and they will hold on to it and they will never let it go forever.
I think like the biggest thing that's coming to my mind right now is just I used to get bullied, and people. I was always the fat kid. In high school there was this group of people that one day they would call me a goth, and then the next day they'd call me emo, and then the next day they'd call me preppy, and like, this don't like match up at all. Like, just trying to like everything they had to get to me, but you know, eventually things add up, and the pot boiled over one day. But you know, people are gonna say bad things.
Yeah, you can't expect your life, no matter how nice a person you are, to go crystal clear your whole life. You're gonna have people that are mad at you for no frickin' reason.
I always feel like a lot of people are saying bad things about me behind my back, but I don't care. Like, I don't. Say them to my face next time. Like, if you have some, that's just what I want to say to people, you know? Yeah. Like, if you have something bad about me, like, just tell me.
We can talk about it.
And then we'll go get a drink and forget about it. Like, you know, let's grow up and move on past this.
Right.
So, yeah. I think it's just, like, the BS bullying that happens, like, you call people names and in 15 years from now, like, you're not going to remember it, and you're probably going to be good friends with them. I got in a fight with a kid in high school, and he really wanted to kick my butt, and now we're really good friends. And he said that he'd never try to fight me again, but we're, like, still good friends to this day. So it's just a time to grow up, to me, personally. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most fights are stupid. Most fights are stupid. If you would have taken the time to think about it in the first place, it would have never happened. But when you're in high school, that's not really, that's not the first thing on your mind. So, second question we have is, do you prefer a quiet night alone, or do you prefer a big party?
That's another hard question for me, because it's so split. You know, I like big parties. I like going out, meeting people, having a good time. But you can't do that every night. You know what I mean? You just can't. Like,
no, you definitely can't.
There was a time in my life where I tried really hard for quite a few months straight, but...
Yeah, there was a time where it's hard to keep up with you.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go hang out with Jake. Jake wants to hang out tomorrow, but I just can't. I need to recuperate.
I mean, still to this day, there are some people who need a day to catch up after a night of hanging out with me.
Yeah,
But typically, they wake up like 8 hours before me the day before, and then they keep up with me through the night, and then they just need to sleep.
So what's your answer to that question? You're 50-50 split?
I would say I prefer a quiet night. You know, because I feel like I say that because, you know, if every night was loud and obnoxious, that would get so old. But if you're at home having a quiet night and relaxing, you can make a decision to go out and change that. Like, if there's just like a loud party at your house every day, like, you have to leave your house to change that. So I'd say I'd prefer a quiet night. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of this country song that's called House Party, where this girl keeps blowing up this dude's phone, wants to hang out with him, but she doesn't want to get out of her house and doesn't want to like go to a party. So he's got to like bring the party to her and has the party at her house. And it's kind of like you choose one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I am definitely a quiet night at home kind of person. You probably knew that.
Yep, right away.
Yeah, I just, like, don't get me wrong, I like to go to a big party every once in a while, but it's not even an every week, once a week thing, or
I feel like
every 2 weeks.
I feel like a big party isn't even like a once a year thing for you.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I'm completely content
Yeah.
doing my own thing at home. You know, I get more satisfaction at being at home with, like, my son or my girlfriend, or hanging out with my buddies, than going to this huge party. Like, I get kind of, what's the word?
Anxious,
yep. I almost get kind of anxious thinking about it, like, oh, let's, go down to Chicago and hit this huge party, and it's like, excuses running through my head why I can't go, like, I'd rather be at home. So, but I do like to go and have fun every once in a while.
Third question is, what is your biggest concern about the future?
I know my answer.
Say it. I think I know mine, but I don't know if I want to go with that one or not.
I'm going to say social media and texting and stuff like that. Like, when we were kids, somebody wanted to talk to somebody, they'd call them. And even when texting was going out, people were texting, but it wasn't like the way it is now. And now it's like, you can literally, like, hang out with somebody. Like you're like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna see my buddy, and we're gonna hang out and have a sweet weekend. And then you go hang out with your buddy, and the whole weekend they're just like this. The whole, texting just constantly through the whole thing, and it's like, if somebody is texting you that's that important that you need to be glued to your phone all the time, then you should have never committed to hanging out with your friend in the first place. Like, go do whatever it is that's important to you,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that I'm much better, like, I'm on my phone a lot, but I think that as far as the future is concerned, that's only going to get worse. People are going to be glued to their phone all the time and glued to their Facebook and everything else tagged along with that. They're going to want to know what everybody is doing all the time, and they're not going to have their own life. They're just going to be so deep in everybody else's that they don't have one.
That reminded me of like when like internet was starting to become a thing, like dial-up internet in everybody's house, and like you had to have, you either were on the internet or you were on the phone. Like you couldn't be on both unless you had two lines. Like you couldn't just call somebody. So like me and my friends would just like get on your bike, ride over there, and be like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" Like that's just not a thing. Like if you don't get a text nowadays, like you don't do anything. I mean that's just me, because like I don't live like right down the street from all my friends anymore. But
part of that's growing up.
Yeah, but
part of it's not.
I mean, even my nieces and nephews are on the phone more than they're talking to people, and but I mean you can't really be mad at that. That's where society's going. Like you can't really deny that. But
it's like getting mad at people for eating fast food.
Yeah.
It's like that's the way society is. It's like we need to do something that is quick, that is easy, that is cheap, and they push it, and that's what fast food is. And you can't be mad that society is like that. You can't be mad that people are overweight when it's cheap. You can buy 2 cheeseburgers for like $2, but you want to eat a salad and you're going to spend like $10.
Yeah.
Like what do you expect? But
yeah. Our fourth question is, what is something that makes you smile? Eddie, answer it.
Nope.
Eddie, answer it.
I can't say that. Okay. Other people smiling makes me smile. Other people's happiness makes me smile. Like a whole bunch of friends can be like laughing, and you're just kind of looking at them, and all of a sudden your normal face turns to smile, and then your smile turns to laughing, and you're just like, what are you laughing about? Because you have no idea, but you're just so happy that everybody else is happy that you're gonna laugh about it. Other smiles make me smile.
With my answer to this question, I'm going to tie it into my answer from the last question, because I just realized I didn't answer the last question.
I did too. I was kind of like...
But yeah, my biggest concern about the future is failure. Like, just failure, straight up, like, not succeeding in something. Like, if something that I'm doing or trying to do or trying to make happen...
Oh, you're talking about, like, your future.
Yeah.
I see.
Like, I just don't want... That sucks to think about, like if you put so much work into something, it just doesn't work out like years from now, like that sucks, and
you're afraid of wasted time.
I would say success or completion makes me smile. Like when we finish filming a video and it goes well, it's like, all right, like that's a weight off your shoulders. Like if I finish a mix or a song, it's like, all right, something's finished, like, cool.
Is that something that you feel good about, or is that something that literally makes you smile?
I mean, probably both. I would say when I'm by myself, it's probably just makes me feel good. But like when we finish filming and we'll be like, man, that was fun, or that was,
We're still bringing up something.
Yeah, like
if Pokemon that one time.
Yeah, oh god.
Can we get that other video? And he's like, what do you mean? What about Pokemon?
But like even going back and editing, like I feel like I tend to find out like when I'm editing if a video is gonna be good, because like I'll be editing the video and I watched it a couple of times, and there's videos like the smoothie challenge. I think it was the smoothie challenge. I laughed every single time I watched that video at like our reactions or like stuff like that. Like just like finishing something working out. Those things make me smile. And I agree with Eddie that other people's smiles make me smile, but I usually try to be the first one to smile. Like that's
That kind of goes both ways for me, though.
yeah.
Also, like, if my friends or family is really sad, like, and nobody take offense to this, but say you were to go to a funeral because somebody's passed away, and say you don't know the person very well, you're just, you're giving them your respects, but your family or your friends that are there know that person really, really well, and they're very sad, maybe even crying, you feel horrible.
Oh yeah.
Because they feel horrible, and it hurts you.
It really comes down to being a product of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You are what you're around, and that's why people say if the people around you are kind of crappy people, there's a good chance that you might take on some of those
aspects.
Like you might tend to see things that way, or growing up, if like I had a lot of friends that wore dark clothes, and I wore dark clothes, and we did this and did that, but then like we got a couple new friends where it's just don't do that.
Go ahead.
I got into the music scene a little bit more. I started dressing a little bit different. I went down to Texas, saw people doing stuff down there. You just kind of migrate and become a part of what you're around, and you tend to do. Now I kind of feel like I just am. I'm just kind of here. Like I've become a product of all the things that I've done.
Right, but if you never went into the Army and you never went to Texas, you would be a completely different person.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not as much now a product of my surroundings as a product of my past, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I don't even know how I got on this subject. Oh, because you're sad when other people are sad. You're happy when other people are happy. Yeah. I think that carries over to a lot of different things. So
yeah,
that's kind of what I was getting at. I think
that brings us to our last question, which is: at what age would you consider someone to be old?
21.
I'm gonna go with 90. And I feel like I'm stretching that a little bit. Like I think you can consider somebody old at like 70 or 80, but I consider somebody old at 90 because I guess I don't know. That's just how I feel. I don't know. Maybe it's because like I see like my grandma or something like that, and say they're like 80 or whatever. I would never want to think they're old.
Right.
I
know. I always like pay attention to this question. Not as much the question as like people talking about things like this. Like when you see a kid and they're like, oh, that old person, and then you like meet the old person and they're like 20. It's like,
or they're like 40 and you're like,
the name, like the number just like continuously goes up when you're, because you never want to feel old. But then, like, you get to a point, like, at some point in your childhood, you thought 30 was old.
Right.
And now we're almost 30, and we're like, 30's still really young. Like, there's still so much time. That's true. Then, like, I was at my wife's aunt's 92nd birthday the other day. 92nd or 93rd.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and it was like, she's still rocking it. Like, she's a little older, but...
Oh, what's that basketball team that like does all the trick stuff?
The Harlem Globetrotters?
Yeah, they had this little like video on Facebook of the Harlem Globetrotters, and they were helping a lady celebrate like her 102 or 110th birthday or something, and she was like dancing with them, and she's like over 100 years old, and I'm like, that's awesome. That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't age. I've noticed the older that I get, age really is just a number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once you cross 18, it's kind of like, all right, you're another year older. You're maybe 21 because like when you're 18, you're still looking forward to being that legal drinking age.
Yeah, there's definitely like.
But after 21, you're just kind of like waiting for retirement.
Yeah, that's true. No,
and then like
I saw this picture the other day. It like fit it perfectly. You're like 16, and then you're like, yeah, 16, got my driver's license. 17, oh, a year to 18. 18, woo, I'm an adult. 19, up, working towards being able to drink. 20, even closer. 21, woo, able to drink. Then 22, yay. 23, yay. 24, wait. 25, make it stop. 26, wait, I need to go back. It's just, once you hit 21, and you keep going, it's not fun anymore. And then if you have a kid, then you feel old. You're not just old, you feel old.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at, where like age is just a number. Like, you know, you can be old and be like 35. You know, if you've lived a life of like manual labor and like hard work, and like your body's just gonna start.
Yeah, if you like do
wearing away
construction
faster.
and you have like 3 or 4 kids and you're 30-some years old, and
Yeah.
you're just beat.
Yeah,
You feel old.
You're gonna feel older, and you're gonna
Probably look older.
your body's gonna be older. You know what I mean? It's gonna, if you're, I mean, taking care of yourself can be different for everybody, but
Right.
like if you tend to take care of yourself and you don't have a lot of like heavy lifting, I don't know, but like you can tend to like make it a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't put the stress on your bones, and you don't put, you know what I mean? So
It's just like a car.
yeah.
You can have a car that's got plenty of years on it, but it's the miles that really count too. You know, like if you don't have a whole lot of miles on it, it's going to be good. But if you put a crap load of miles on a car that isn't very old, it's going to eventually shit out.
But even then, you could have no miles whatsoever, and the car sat there for 20 years, and it's still going to be a piece of garbage, you know? It's kind of like if
That's not the way it works.
I had a car that did that.
You're wrong.
Oh, okay.
You're wrong. He's wrong.
Okay.
He,
Anyways,
he had a Ford. It was a different story.
that has nothing to do with it.
That's everything to do with it.
We're not going to get into this right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You don't want to lose.
But
that.
if you have a car that you didn't really take care of, and like especially in the Midwest, say you drove it around all winter and then left it sit without washing it, all that salt underneath is gonna rest out the bottom. If it's out in the grass and you didn't like clean it up and move the tires, and they're gonna get flat spots and cracking and stuff like that. Like it doesn't have to have a lot of miles on it if you don't take care of something.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with your body. If you don't
Yeah,
really,
my mom's truck did that. She bought
Yeah.
the truck literally to pull the camper, and because she didn't do a whole lot of camping and the truck sat, it ended up crapping out just because it was not being driven.
oh, good thing I was so wrong before.
Well, I'm just giving you a hard time.
And I don't
and you
think,
did horribly at it, but that's okay.
I don't think it was a Ford either, was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it
It
was.
was a Dodge full.
You know.
Anyways. But
I
yeah,
gotta give him a hard time every once in a while. Every once in a while.
do you feel better about yourself now?
No, I'm out of orange juice.
Well, let's finish up the episode. That was our 5th question.
Oh!
So
Alright, well, thanks for watching Verbal Wars.
comment shout out of the day goes out to Tracy, and she said, "Cool, I just subscribed. I miss you guys, and keep up." I think she said, "Keep up the good videos or good work," or something like that too.
Yeah.
She commented on the Facebook, and she also commented on the YouTube. So we really appreciate the support.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for everybody that watched that video that I put up there. A lot of people responded to that, and we've probably got like 4 to 5 more subscribers. So that's awesome.
We've gotten closer to 10. We've got almost 10 more.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
We
Thanks.
really
I
appreciate
it. Yeah, that means a lot. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. The links are in the description below.